What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and I'm going to be showing how to make a modern apartment building. Now, you could consider this a hotel or whatever. I was trying to go with one of those like old-fashioned ones where it's like it's kind of shaped like this, but I couldn't find an image of one. I found something modern that was sort of similar. I'll talk about that later at a certain point. Also, I'd recommend making this back left-hand corner possibly a what's it called? Check-in. I talk about that also later, which is probably too late by the time I mentioned it, but, yeah, think about that, because there's a lot of space back there that is not going to be used for apartments. So, yeah, actually I have a lot more time to talk, because this thing is so darn big, I had to show so much, but yeah, you can see, it's a lot of inside space, although the rooms are kind of narrow, which is a little bit odd, so if you want to, like, make some changes or whatever, obviously feel free, or if you don't want to build it at all, also feel free, and just, if you want to use this as inspiration, or do whatever, I don't really care. But anyhow, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space you're going to need for this is an 81 by 59, what a tiny one. And the materials we're needing to maybe start off are smooth quartz blocks. I just don't know if you need 9 or more, I'm not gonna lie. Black stained glass pins. Gray concrete, I hate, or what? I hate this set of materials, it's stupid. Never mind. Black stained glass. Dark oak doors. Light gray concrete. Stone brick stairs. And we'll go lanterns. I don't actually think we need anything else. I'm pretty sure that's it. But, okay. Starting from the front right-hand corner of your 81 by 59 grid golf if you minute, you want to count left by 2 and back by 1, and going left, you're going to want to place 30 smooth quartz blocks. Just like that. Now, we're going to be doing this different. We're going to be starting with the back and the outer shell, and then we're going to work on the main front section at the end, just to try to get the walls done, because those are going to be a pain, and I just want to get them done. If you don't like the sizing, you can look at the sizing right here. See those little 1 dots? They're kind of like that, that, that. Those are the dividers between the rooms. I wouldn't recommend adding the back. I'd recommend just having them split like that. Although those are thin and long, which is a little bit awkward. But you can change it however you'd like. Although keep in mind that the green concrete is where doors are. So just consider it all. And you do also have this space, which you can do whatever you'd like with. Which we'll get to later. But what you're going to want to do is you want to come back to the first smooth quartz block, and you want to bring it, or you want to count right by 1, and for the second block, now you want to bring back with 5 gray concrete. Go back diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Back 4. Back diagonally to the right with a gray concrete. Back diagonally to the left with a smooth quartz block. Left 4. Or sorry, back 4. That might happen. Back diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Back 4. Back diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Back diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Back 4. Back diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Back 4. Back diagonally to the right with the gray concrete. Back diagonally to the left with a smooth quartz block. Back 4. Back diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Back 4. Then back diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. And then left by 33. Then go back by 11. Then you can, I guess, go technically forward diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Left 4. Back diagonally to the left of the smooth quartz block. Left 4. Back diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Forward diagonally to the left of the smooth quartz block. Left 4. Forward diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Left 4. Back diagonally to the left of the smooth quartz block. Forward diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Left 4. Back diagonally to the left of the smooth quartz block. Left 4. Back diagonally to the left of the smooth quartz block. Or, sorry, gray concrete. Forward diagonally to the left of the smooth quartz block. I am starting to lose my sense of direction. Left by 4. Forward diagonally to the left of the gray concrete. Left 4. Back diagonally to the left for the smooth quartz block. And then forward by 29. There you go. That was way too hard. What you can actually do is from these far end smooth quartz blocks. So the first one, I guess technically the last one that we just placed, and then the one at the kind of inner right there, you can just leave a 3-block gap. So from this front left corner, you want to leave a 3-block gap moving forward and place a smooth quartz block. And then from this row here that's, I guess parallel to the front, sorry. And then you want to leave a 3-block gap moving left and place a smooth quartz block like so. So you can see where those are placed. That was painful. Now it's time for not pain, just boring tediousness. You want to bring, if you're doing 3 floors I think is recommended. You can do more, you could do 2. I wouldn't do 2, I'd probably go 3 to 5 I think is a good range. 3 seems to work well, but what we want to do, if you're doing 3 floors, you want to bring that entire thing up by 13 rows. Now, hang on, let me count this. Let's make sure it's correct. Now, if you, what was I saying? Oh my god. Now, with apartment buildings, obviously, another thing you want to consider at the back side is windows. These segments all perfectly fit windows, so there's particularly no reason for you to wait unless they're like, unless you're designing rooms differently and you're like, okay, maybe this one should have a window and this one shouldn't, or whatever. Or how you want to make the windows, you could wait till after the inside to do, or just get them out of the way right now. I didn't add any because that would waste more time, which I don't have a lot of today. Because it's unfortunately a Monday. But with that being said, hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. That is not a Monday, preferably. I am, I guess, for the most part. A little bit tired, but, you know, that is what it is. Which also hopefully won't play a factor into my ability to tutorial. But if it does, then I apologize. It shouldn't. It's not. I don't think I'm like not that bad right now. But this morning was not the greatest. You know, I wasn't. This morning was not fun. I'll say it wasn't bad, but it was just like tired. It's just weird because I wasn't as tired in the morning as I was when I was on the bus coming home from school, which doesn't make sense. But I'm not gonna like ask. I just can't wait till school's over so I can like. Because the reason I was up, or the reason that I can't speak. The reason I was tired is because I went to a hockey game last night, which was really fun. Unfortunately, the Capitals lost. But that like getting home at like 12:30 after that, not fun. Especially when you gotta wake up at like 6 in the morning to go to school the next day. That's why I can't wait for summer, because I can stay up late and not have to care, because then I'll just be like, yeah, but I'm just sleeping until 4 p.m., which I've probably never done in my lifetime. The latest I'll get is like 12 or 1 p.m. I don't sleep in that much. That's like really sleeping in for me. Sleeping in for me is normally like 9 or 10. Actually 10. 9 is normally like average. But if I'm asleep till 10, that's not quite normal. Even on weekends, I always... What doesn't make sense is I went to bed at like 2 one night on the weekend, and I woke up at like 8. And then the next night I go to bed at like like 11, and I wake up at like 9:30, and I'm like, why? I mean, I guess balancing out, but also at the same time, why did I wake up at 8 when I went to bed at 2? That doesn't make sense. My body is quite odd. But enough about sleeping rants, because it's probably making people tired. It's making me tired. Yeah, this will be a good while. This is the longest part of the entire thing. Now, if you are cool and you have a better way to do this, then go ahead and do it. There's probably some command or something that you could use. But, for me, I guess just, like, skip ahead if, obviously, if it's as boring hearing me talk. But you're gonna have to do it anyways. So, I mean, you know, might as well just suffer through the pain together. Unless I end up having to cut this out because the video will be too long, which would be quite sad and unfortunate. But, you know. This is one that I never want to do again. I was like, yeah, I'll do an apartment building and this, or whatever. And then it didn't really go as I necessarily originally intended. Which, I mean, it's fine. I like the way it turned out, but also, like, I was originally only going to do the back portion, but I genuinely only added this front portion so I could add a staircase. Because I couldn't figure out a way to make the staircase, like, not look stupid. So having another section kind of mask it into a corner was the best way I could think of. Also, there's no check-in, which, if you've ever been to a hotel, that's a problem. So you can make that a separate building, you could designate the bottom floor, or this very mysterious back corner. Like, you could theoretically make this wall right here. This might be a little too low, but you could theoretically, whoopsies, god dang it, make this wall the front wall, and then just do whatever you want and have this the checkout area. Or check-in area, sorry, I guess checkout, both. So, you know, keep that in mind. Obviously, if you're building this, it might be too late at this point, but I mean, you could just have like, if you have, let's say you have the road there that you're trying to come in on, you could theoretically have a parking lot or whatever there and have that as one entrance and then add another entrance on the other side. Just as long as you do, no, God, sorry, as long as you're not putting this directly up against something, which if you're in a city, that is something to keep in mind. But yeah. I probably should have designed it where this was like a check-in area. That's probably what I should have done, or at least like made it there, so it's like, yeah, you can do this if you want, or not, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, that's kind of my bad for not thinking about that, because it's like, okay, whatever, it'd just be a separate building, and I wasn't going to worry about that, because I was like, yeah, this will work. But thinking about that more logically, I feel like that's how that should be. Because I made that extra space with the intention, I actually didn't make it with the intention of a check-in, I just made it with the intention of making the build have less of a sharp angle there. And also, I think covered up the staircase. So I think the staircase would have been sticking out had I not done that. But yeah. I just kept the pattern the same because, like, yeah, what's the point of changing it? And I think that would be a pretty good check-in area. You obviously would have to change up that smooth quartz wall to make it look a little bit more fancy, but, you know. I mean, you could theoretically have something on the inside that, like, takes you to the... Like, you could have a door leading to the staircase, because the staircase is in a spot where that's possible. And then that would also lead you right to the back, so... Just things to think about with it when you do the inside, if you do the inside. If I ever build this in my city, first off, I'm gonna hate every second of it. And second off, I'll probably have a separate building for it and just have that open, have that space open or whatever. Also, I know it's probably a little bit too late for this, and you're probably gonna be or a little bit angry at me for saying this now and not earlier. But if you're in Bedrock, or I guess Java too, I think you could use structure blocks after you make your second floor, because the first floor, well, I mean, you can do the first floor, but you'd have to change the ground to light gray concrete, because if you don't, it's gonna take the grass up, and you want light gray concrete instead, which it's gonna create a couple of weird things. So maybe if you want to structure block the first floor onto the second, and then kind of like model it however you think it, however you see fit, and then copy that up for the third floor, you can, and even fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh or a 23rd if you really want 23 floors. Again, I wouldn't recommend it, but yeah. I was trying to go with an old-fashioned apartment with this. I probably talked about this in the intro, but who's watching at this point, am I right? But I couldn't find an image of one, and the closest thing I could find was something modern that was sort of close-ish. It wasn't even that close. It was like, it looked like a courtyard almost. Like if anyone's ever been to a hotel where it's like all the inside of the, or the, I guess the back wall of all the rooms kind of face towards the, like an inner wall area. It's hard to explain. But like it's like it's just a courtyard. It's just, if you have like 4 walls surrounding where each of them have hotel rooms or whatever, and there's windows on all the sides. That's what I found an image of, and it was modern. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do something with that. And it's a similar design, the way the rooms look, but I changed it up to make it more of an entrance rather than a courtyard. I had to get real specific because I saw one when we were I saw one that it was like, oh yeah, I should build something like that when we were in, I think it was Ohio. So I looked up Columbus, Ohio hotel, and I found an image of this. It took me forever to search for this. I was just about to just like be like, whatever, and just build a random normal house. But I managed to find what I was looking for. Alright, well that was painful. I'm glad that's over with. Now it's just the funner part, which isn't actually fun at all. But I mean, it's better than whatever the heck we just did. But yeah, there you go. That's the pain that we just endured through. Yeah, I'm actually gonna save that video clip because I don't want anything to happen to that. And if something does, I'm gonna scream. But yeah, for the next step, let's come to the front left-hand corner, I guess. Quote-unquote front left side. And you want to come to, just ignore this first pillar. This pillar's not relevant for now. And you want to come to the second smooth quartz block back at the bottom row of the wall itself. So you can see where I placed that gray concrete. You do actually want a gray concrete there, so you can place it there. Then go back diagonally to the right with the black glass. It's more of this stuff. Back right with the dark oak door. Right with the black glass. Forward diagonally to the right with the gray concrete. Forward diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Forward 1. Right 4. Forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete. Back diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Right 4. Back 1. Back diagonally to the right with a gray concrete. Back diagonally to the right with a black glass. Right with a dark oak door. Right with a black glass. Forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete. Then a smooth quartz block forward diagonally to the right from that. Then back diagonally to the right with a gray concrete and then a black glass. Right with a dark oak door. Black glass. Then go forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete and then a smooth quartz block. Bring that smooth quartz block forward 1. Right 4. Forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete. Back diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Right 4. Back 1. Back diagonally to the right with a gray concrete and then a black glass. Right with a dark oak door. Right with a black glass. Forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete, a smooth quartz block, and then a light gray concrete, which that's actually the first time we've used it on this build so far, and we're going to need a lot more of it. Then bring it right 3. Then right with 2 stone brick stairs, make sure they're facing towards that front wall there. Then right with a light gray concrete. Bring that concrete forward 3. Then left with 3 smooth quartz blocks. And then just for fun, leave a 3 block gap moving left and place another smooth quartz block, because we need that later. Come back to that row of 3, take the middle block, bring it forward with a gray concrete. Forward diagonally to the right with a black glass. Then forward with a dark oak door. Black glass. Forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete, then a smooth quartz block. Sorry, forward diagonally to the left that time. Left with a smooth quartz block. Forward 4. Forward diagonally to the left with a gray concrete. Forward diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Forward 4. Right 1. Forward diagonally to the right with a gray concrete, then a black glass. Forward with a dark oak door. Black glass, and then forward diagonally to the left with a gray concrete. This is way more painful than I thought it'd be to explain. Now, what you can do is you can bring every single gray concrete there up by 13 as well. I don't understand why this is so painful. I didn't realize it was gonna be this painful. I apologize. I mean, it looks good, but is it good enough for this pain? Like, I would argue right now, we're not even close to done. I'd argue that this is one of the most painful tutorials I've ever had to record. It's so much just numbers. Like, it's okay if it's like a few, but I made it so intricate. And when I originally made it, I was like, okay, this won't be that bad. And now that I'm actually making it, I'm like, good God, why did I do this to myself? But I mean, hopefully it turns out. Hopefully you enjoy it, because you're going through about as much pain as I am, probably. Although it's probably not as bad for you, because you're just listening to the numbers. Although that's probably annoying to hear me say 30 million numbers and be like, oh, huh? But I'm gonna stop ranting about the tutorial and how insane this thing is in good and bad ways. I'll let you decide whether it's more good or more bad. Alright, cool. That's something. Now, okay, what you want to do is you want to bring each black glass up by 2, and then bring the dark oak doors up with the black glass. Now, I'd actually recommend doing one at a time for this, so just hold off on the others. Because then what you want to do is you want to bring on top of that black glass, place a row of gray concrete, row of light gray concrete, and then going left to right or right to left on top of that, doesn't matter. Place black glass, dark oak door, black glass. Bring either black glass up by 2 and then bring the dark oak door up with the black glass. On top of that, place a row of gray concrete, row of light gray concrete, left to right or right to left on top of that, doesn't matter. Black glass, dark oak door, black glass. Bring either black glass up by 2, connect them together above the door, and then place a row of gray concrete on top of that. So you can see how that looks. So it's basically just you're surrounding a door in black glass, and then you're placing a row of gray concrete and a row of light gray concrete on top of it, and then you're doing the same thing until you reach the height of the build, which should just be a row of gray concrete at the top. Last time I did an apartment building, I don't remember it being this bad, but granted that was like 2 years ago. But that thing was not like, that one wasn't wide, that was just tall. I think that's the problem with this one. It's more surface area, or it's more ground area and less height. I think the height is what makes things a little bit better, because when you're building up, it feels like it's less, rather than just building straight across. Because like you're looking at it, and when you're building, it's like less wide and a little bit taller. You're like, okay, yeah, this looks pretty good because it looks bigger. Because it just, I don't know, it's just like it looks bigger, but for this, it doesn't even look that big. But yeah, it's a little bit deceiving. Although the numbers on a grid of a wider build sound a lot more absurd. Freaking 81 by 59. It's not even close to my IKEA still. Nothing will ever top that. Wait, what just recently was... Oh yeah, the mansion, that's what was close. I think those two will stay 1 and 2 for, like, ever. Alright, there you go. Now bring those rows of gray concrete that you placed above a row of black glass. You just want to bring each of those rows of gray concrete out by 1. And that's going to give you a little bit of depth, which is nice, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. I've been here for too long. It's not even been that long of a video so far. That's the funny part. We're probably just about hitting 20-25 minutes, which is actually a lot for the small amount of progress that we have. But, I mean, granted, you kind of just, like, look behind where I am, and you got that thing. There you go. Now bring each of your singular rows of smooth quartz up by 13. So we're just leaving the big rows of 5 alone for now. And also this row of 3 here you can bring up. Just leave the 5s alone, because the 5s are special. You don't actually have, I don't think you have to bring the entire 3 up, but I'm going to, because I don't know what the math is on that. Just like that. Oh, we're starting to get there, except for the ceiling. But the ceiling's not important. What you want to do is you want to... Okay, so I'd recommend focusing on one of these individually, because there's 6 of them, which is not actually as many as there are doors. No, it should be the same. It is the same. I'm just dumb. You can take the left and the right rows and bring them each up by 13. Which will be 2 on one side and 1 on the other. So, like... So. Now you have a big old U. In the middle of the U going up, you want to place 2 rows of black stained glass panes, 3 rows of smooth quartz blocks, 2 rows of black stained glass panes, 3 rows of smooth quartz blocks, 2 rows of black stained glass panes, and 1 row of smooth quartz blocks. Like so. It looks a little odd because we don't have the dividers in yet, but that's okay. And again, I'll show you how to do it again. So just make your U. And then it's gonna be... Hold up. Give you 1 moment. It'll be 2 rows of panes, 3 rows of smooth quartz, 2 rows of panes, 3 rows of smooth quartz, 2 rows of panes, and 1 row of smooth quartz. Just like that. And then you're gonna have this, and that will actually give you your walls filled in, which is pretty nice. It's a relief to hear. Because having your walls filled in is essentially the hardest part, especially with something like this. God dang. Because this thing, again, it's so intricate. That's the thing with it. Like, it's not the most epic looking thing. It's not the biggest. I mean, it's pretty big, but it's not like the. It's not like absolutely huge. It's not the most detailed thing, but it's a lot of numbers and little details. I don't want to say little details, but I want to say like dividing details. I'll say like the lines of gray concrete or whatever. It's like there's a lot of different segments. That's the word that I should, or the phrase I should be saying here. Getting text messages and then I zoned out. Nice. That happens a lot. I was like, wait, what was I saying before I zoned out? And I realized that I had already finished my statement, which was about the, I don't even know what at this point. I kind of forgot. I need to stop getting YouTube notifications. They're like YouTube. I don't know. I just need to be subscribed to less people. That's my problem. Can't really blame them for uploading. I can blame myself for subscribing to them, too, though. Which... Shouldn't say that, but you know, it's not that like they're bad channels. It's just, you know, sometimes you outgrow enjoying things. Which, if I'm honest, I'm surprised I haven't had that with Minecraft yet. Like, I've been playing this game since it came out, and I've gone through stretches where I haven't played it for like a while, and I didn't have any interest in it. But like YouTube, I feel like has kept me like interested in it because it's giving me things to do. Things to accomplish. Alright, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Not really. I agree, Skittles. You probably couldn't even hear her, but she just squeaked for whatever reason. I don't know why she does that. She just, like, randomly would just, like, start squeaking. Anyways. What do we do? I don't know what to do. Should we... Okay, let's do the light gray concrete bottom 2 rows. So, essentially, where do we want to start with this? Alright, just come to the front wall. This side seems like a fair thing to do. Which is, I guess, this wall, technically. Come to the 5th row up. And let me just turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. And you want to place a row of light gray concrete that is along this entire row. And it wants to overhang the back, or aka the right side, by 2. And it wants to overhang the left, aka the front side, by 4. Sorry, 5. It wants to be 1 further than this pillar right here. And then these pillars are essentially going to be your markings. So you can bring this, I don't know what the number is, I'm going to be completely honest here. But you want to bring this light gray concrete back by, what is it? 22? Wow, that was actually correct. And then you want to just bring it all the way across until you're one further than your smooth quartz block. Here, this one pillar. And then you want to bring it all the way along this left wall until you're overhanging the back by 2. And then bring this all the way across the back until you're overhanging the other side by 1. And then you're going to want to bring it forward. And then right until you're overhanging this by 2. And then it should just connect perfectly. Like that. So you can see, you're going to have something like this. So what we just did, okay, I thought I did that wrong, but it is 4 up, that's correct. What we just did, you want to do again on the 10th row up. So it's the 5th up from this one. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We're essentially just dividing the 3-block gap in between the smooth quartz windows, and you want to essentially copy the same exact pattern. The way you'll know you're doing it correctly is that the row that you are placing will touch a block at some point, but will never get intersected by it. So you can see here that gray concrete touches. You don't want it to be essentially cutting the row off. And you don't want the row to just kind of be floating there. Because like you want it to touch something. Like it could be this pillar, it could be one of these pillars, or it could be diagonally with this one too. Because this corner's a little bit weird. But you're always going to be touching something. So like so. What I would recommend doing, just to get it out of the way, is you want to then fill in essentially all the gaps at the sides of this in with light gray concrete. So like, it's like make it a floor, like a balcony floor almost. And then if you want, you can also take this line down to the ground and follow it the same way and make a light gray concrete floor at the base. I might actually recommend that, although I don't know how it looks, obviously, because I didn't try it. You could do stone brick, too. Stone brick is another block that might work. And you could even do stone brick instead of light gray concrete. All these are possibilities. Now, when you're filling this in, don't go into this corner here. We're going to just save that for later, because I don't exactly remember off the top of my head what happens with that corner, so we're just going to leave it blank. And then once we do the staircase, which is going to be the next step, we will fill this in however it is advised. But you just kind of want to leave it like like that. Just kind of have this open. And I do that on both floors. You theoretically could fill it in, I just don't want to make you fill it in and then break half the stuff that you do. But I'm not going to stop you if you do. Because I'm pretty sure it should be filled in, but I don't know exactly, again, how the numbers work. So, I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. I hope I have it. Hope I have enough, I think, is the more big concern. But, like, I'm not gonna leave you stranded. I'll, figure it out if I have troubles, which, in that sense, not just, alright, let's hope this is right, and I'll make a cut or whatever I have to, if need be. So I hate whenever, the worst thing is whenever I do something wrong, like when I instantly start. Like, whenever I'm trying to count something on the grid, or I do something like that wrong, or I make the first number wrong, I hate that. I did that on the, what was it? It was one of the recent ones that I recorded. I actually don't think it was, no, it was not even one that I uploaded. It was, you haven't seen it yet. But it'll be the next tutorial, or it should be. Also, don't forget about the back and, I guess the back and the right, technically. The back of either apartment side. Now, also, I'd like, just as a general thing, with apartment buildings, you buy the apartment and you just get an empty room. So if you're making this a hotel, maybe make them all the same. Maybe. But if you're making this an apartment, maybe make them different. If you're making them the same, you can use structure block. I just did that in my apartment for my Let's Build a City because I was too lazy to do otherwise. Because I think it's just easier to make them all the same. Which, I mean, I had each of the 4 arranged, I think, or 2 of them I think were the same, and the other 2 were a little bit different. But I recommend making the layout the same, just have different furniture designs and stuff, because you can buy your own furniture whenever. The layout's always going to be the same, you're always going to have that, but you have to supply the furniture yourself, or at least as far as I am aware. If you've owned an apartment before and you know that something, or you believe something different, then opinion, let me know, or don't. I don't really particularly care that much if you do or not, but just in general, for people who care about that stuff, if you would like to leave it in the comments, that would be cool, I guess. But yeah, just, I've never had an apartment. I don't even think I'm legally old enough right now to rent one out. So there's that. I don't even know how old you have to be, but I'm not like, I don't care right now. I'm not thinking about moving into an apartment, because why would I at my age? But yeah, a number that shall not be disclosed. But that's besides the point. The point is that I cannot rent an apartment, so I don't know what happens when you rent one. Or I guess, I know there's something about a contract and a lease, and that's like as much as I could tell you. I don't like care enough, I just don't pay attention enough. It's the whole deal. I just like, I have an extreme amount of don't care. Which is always good to have. It's always nice to have some don't care in you, you know? Alright, there you go. Cool. That's nice, I guess, or something like that. We're starting to get something that reminds me of an apartment. Now, one more thing before we move on, yeah. You want to, along the, above, or on the top row of light gray concrete, along the front, I guess around the, like, balcony parts, you want to place black stained glass panes. And you want to make sure that they connect to walls and, or connect to, I guess, technically the front wall and then the left wall. Whoopsies, doesn't do that either. And then they do want to wrap around the pillar, so it's going to start from this block right here. You can see the one that I'm highlighting, and it's going to go all the way around and end at the other block. I was like confused because you can't actually fit through there, so I don't know why I did that. But I guess just for more supports and whatever. And then it's going to end on this block. So you can see how that looks. Pretty good. I was saying the panes, like, clinging to the pillars was going to be a problem, but it actually isn't that noticeable if you get the right angle. Like, you can see it's not that noticeable. Also, yeah, this looks a lot better already with the light gray concrete. I don't know how that makes such a difference. Now for everybody's favorite, the staircase. The dreaded staircase. Alright, this actually doesn't look that bad. Come into this, like, little corner crevice thing, and you want to take the light gray concrete that is directly right of the stone brick stairs, and you want to bring it back by 4, left by 6, then place a smooth quartz block and bring that forward by 2. And you can actually bring this entire little square thing, except for these 4 light gray concretes here. Don't bring these up all the way. But you can bring this, like, outer ring all the way up to the height of the build if you want. I'm going to do that just because I think it's probably wise. Just like so. This will just give you the measurements to make sure that you do not go too far or whatever with your stairs. Which, it's more so we have something to place the stairs up against as well. That's something important. But, yeah. Almost there. This is going to be close to an hour, I think. I think it's going to be, my guess is going to be 48 minutes. As of the time of right now, based on just everything. Just based on my spidey senses. Normally I'm like, okay at judging times. Okay at best. I have no sense of time. Alright, just like that. Now come to said 2 stone brick stairs, and you want to bring them back diagonally upward by 1. Then place 2 rows of light gray concrete behind that. Bring the left row of light gray concrete, so both blocks, up diagonally to the left by 3 with stone brick stairs. And then you can place the lower row of light gray concrete. And then what you want to do is you want to bring this front light gray concrete forward 1 and right by 1, and then the 2 rows to the right of that light gray concrete, you just want to bring light gray concrete up until it's, we'll say, 3 blocks taller than it for now. I'll extend that up more in a second here. It actually wants to be 4 blocks taller, I was close. And then you want to bring the top block left by 1, and you want to bring the right row, or at least the top 4 blocks of the right row, forward 1. You can actually bring the fifth block forward as well, and then just connect that block forward to the smooth quartz, and then fill in this little square that you have in with light gray concrete. That'll just give us a little bit of flooring to work with. Now take these 2 light gray concrete that are kind of just chilling. If you walked off the edge, you'd go down. You want to bring each of them right by 2, and then bring either light gray concrete back diagonally and upward by 2 with stone brick stairs. Bring either stone brick stair back with 2 light gray concrete. Bring this left row light gray concrete upward diagonally to the left by 3 with stone brick stairs. And then you just want to... You actually want to bring this little like L shape of light gray concrete up by 1. And then you want to bring this furthermost forward block right by 2. And then everything else here wants to be filled in with light gray concrete. God, it's like trying to read like a book in a different language. I'm so confused. We're getting there, don't worry, we're getting there. And then you do want to make sure that you do wrap this with black stained glass paints, however you choose. What I did was I took this little row of 2 here, and I just made it like kind of like an L shape, because I didn't feel like just making it a weird shape to go with that, so I just made it whatever I felt like it. Come back down to the bottom for a sec, all the way down, and just bring this row of 4 light gray concrete up by 3. That'll just cover up anything, and make sure that where you can see the underside of stone brick stairs, you place upside down stone brick stairs under them, just to make it look a little bit smoother. You shouldn't have any up here because it's the top floor. And then, if you were to happen to add a 4th floor, you would just copy the 2nd story staircase on the 3rd floor, and etc. You would keep just copying that staircase until you reach the top, which then you would do this one. And then, what I would also do is I just go to the underside of each landing, which is the 2x2 of light gray concrete, just in the corner, place a lantern, which actually is only 1 right now. And I guess actually no, here technically I would place 1 as well. This front right corner. And then you can place them like on these corners of the build. I actually did not, but yeah, I think that looks nice, having them on the corners. And then what you now want to do is... I don't want to describe this. Okay. Place a light gray concrete on top of each top block. Smooth quartz block, gray concrete, whatever. Not the lower level, obviously, just this like upper row that's all the same height. Which you can include, I guess, that light gray concrete square. It doesn't particularly matter, though. And then, if you don't want to follow it exactly, you don't have to, because I'll tell you why in a sec. I'm just, like, doing it this way, because that's the only way my brain can comprehend it, because you can build off of blocks and not air. It's a very good way to describe it. I'm just gonna, like, leave whatever I screw up. Or at least if it, I guess, applies. Yeah, I'll go around the square, why not? And then, even if you're not done, don't worry about it. Just listen to the step. You want to follow the same pattern that we already have twice at this top level here. Minus the black stained glass panes, obviously, but the light gray concrete wants to wrap around the entire build in the exact same fashion. So why did I make you go over all the things? That probably was actually dumb of me. I didn't think about that, but whatever. My bad. But... Just making sure you're just, I don't know, paying attention. I don't know why that matters, but, you know. I don't know what paying attention has to do with building blocks, but, you know. And then, again, if you want to add your lantern corners again, I think I actually am gonna, because I think I like that look. I was contemplating it before, but I just didn't feel like it. And then you want to fill in the center of your roof, the entire roof in with light gray concrete. Also, I just placed another lantern like there. Or, that's not a lantern, that's a lantern. There we go. I'm gonna probably do something a little bit smarter, and I'm gonna use slash fill. Because it's not even because I don't feel like filling in the roof. It's because I'm worried about time, because I need to show you something for the end. So if you have slash fill at your disposal, I would recommend using it. And then what is this coordinate? And I don't know what the number is, so I guess we'll just take a guessing game, shall we? 1, 3, 2, and then it shall be slash fill, not 8. 1, 2, 1, 1, 23, negative 98, 1, 2, 5, 5, 23, negative 1, 3, 2, concrete. I'm gonna guess 1. That's definitely not right. 2. Okay, we're getting there. 3, closer. Not really. It's actually worse. 4, okay. 5, alright. 6, alright, better. 7, okay, we're actually close, I think. Is it 8? Okay, that makes sense that those are next to each other. I just don't think that order makes sense. I feel like they should do it in either... Like, it's just like random order. It's like, what should this one be? They need to make it so it's, like, based off of the actual, So it's based off the actual, like... What was I saying? So it's based off the actual either color or, actually it could be based off color, but it should be based off alphabet or how it's ordered on the Minecraft inventory. 1, 2, 8, 9, yes. So, wait, what was the number? 8. I can remember that. 8. 8 is great. 23, negative, whoopsies. 7, 6, and then it's 1, 2, 8, 9, 2, 3, because that's always going to be the same, and 120, concrete 8. I'm stuck. Nice. Now we have a filled-in roof and a cool-looking build. That actually does look really cool. I like that. Was it worth it? I don't know. We actually are missing one thing, though, and if you want to leave it like this, you can, because I actually might think it looks better. Hold on. Let me look at this one real quick. I'm trying to contemplate which looks better with the lantern and also the roof. Lanterns are definitely an improvement. I think the roof might be too. But if you do not particularly care about the roof, you want to find your rows of 1. Gray concrete or smooth quartz. Doesn't matter which one. And you want to extend it off the top of the roof by 1. Now this might take a little bit of guessing. I think that's actually 1 block too far forward. Yeah, it was. And then, oh god, that one's far back. I think it's there. Yeah, that should be correct. There's a gray concrete there. Yep. And then that's smooth quartz. You don't really have to do those, like, inner ones there, and I'll tell you why. Because they're going to just be covered up anyways because of the way that we're going to do this. So, and then you want to make sure that you have these as well marked on the back side. So you want to make sure that you have the long wall of smooth quartz marked off. So there, you want that marked. And all the others I think are actually easier on the back here because it's only 1 or 2 off, which is like there. And then there, and if it's off, it doesn't actually matter that much. I don't think you're gonna, well, you might notice. And then again, this wall as well, you want it to be, make sure you have the back marked, and this one's a little bit longer. Which again, if you don't particularly like the look of this, you don't have to add it. I do know it is, I do realize it's a little bit weird. And then what you want to do is, now you have a bunch of dots, that's cool, Dippin' Dots. And you just want to connect, like, front to back. You just want to connect them front to back, we'll say to start. So essentially the, like, left side, you can figure out which one it should connect to. Connect essentially along the apartment line, which is going to be essentially the big smooth quartz wall. So at the, further back section, it's just going to be front to back. For that right section, it'll be left to right. Or right to left, I guess. Technically, it doesn't matter. And then there is going to be an intersecting point. Because you'll notice these 2 dots don't actually have any friends. They're kind of just like chilling there, looking or awaiting company. So, once you essentially have this, these 3 dots right here at the back right will just connect left. I couldn't like tell if that was in line, but it is, I think. Yes. I mean, it looks in line. And then this kind of does create a little bit of a weird effect with the way that this worked, but I didn't know how else to like intersect them, so you could theoretically leave a 1 block gap there. That is a possibility. But yeah, I can't tell which I like better. With or without. I guess you can make your judgment based off of, let's say if you're waiting or whatever, you can make your judgment based off mine or whatever. But yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your modern apartment. I guess the second one complete. I'm not really trying to number these, but you know, that, because the last one was like 2 years ago. But yeah, I think that's for sure. If you guys did enjoy this video, that was a fun one. Let me know what you guys think of it, because it took me way too long to make this. And yeah, have a fantastic day night, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.